begun to think of as the gentle giant.
Thank you, Barbara. Thank you for the invite. Thank you to the Crucis staff for hosting this event. I've had the unfortunate honor of getting up and speaking dozens, maybe hundreds of times. And it's never easy. It doesn't get any easier. So to the students that got up here and spoke a little bit ago, considering the circumstances, you did a phenomenal job. I know how difficult it is for you. As Barbara said, my name is Troy Bauer. My son is Canaan Bauer. In 2020, when COVID began, Canaan as a wrestler, well, he did all the sports, but he was known for wrestling over at Mayfield High School. Ran into a dangerous situation as others were running away from a dangerous situation. A man was attempting to kidnap a lady's kids. She had 3 young kids with her, and we later found out she was pregnant with the 4th. Several people intervened and tried to stop, but the man was violent, he was vicious, and he was intent on getting her children. And Canaan took his 6'4", 285-pound frame and ran from across the street into the Chucky's gas station over in Doniana and subdued the threat. And the story went viral. A lot of TV shows, they're making a movie about his life. He quickly was deemed our local hero, and still 4 years later, the world is still talking about him in heroic terms. An amazing person, just like the students being talked about tonight. Barbara asked me to read a poem tonight that my wife, Kara, Canaan's mom, who's up here, wrote to capture what most of us in this room are feeling or have felt at one point or another. Because in 2022, on Canaan's way home from a friend's house, a driver, for unknown reasons, decided to pull her vehicle out in front of Canaan and left Canaan no choice. And Canaan took his last breath on this earth and his first breath in heaven. So I'm going to read a poem that Carol wrote. I think she said she woke up in the middle of the night with this on her mind, so she kind of captured it on her phone. So I'm going to share it with you. I've shared this with many people, including some of the families that are here tonight that we're honoring. But it kind of gives a glimpse into what many of us are feeling. So hope it resonates with you. One day I was given a giant ball. The ball was so big that I could not wrap my arms around it. I did not want the ball, but I was not given a choice. From this point forward, I would carry the ball. Sometimes large groups of people would come and help me carry the ball. This did make carrying the ball a bit easier, though at the same time, it felt like the ball grew even larger during those times, so that my portion of the ball remained too big to carry. Almost always, there was a select few who didn't take no for an answer and took hold of a portion of the ball, easing my burden. Some people were unable to let go of my ball, and many were given their own ball to carry. In the beginning, when the ball was new, most of the time, my arms were too weak to hold the ball. So instead, the ball sat on my chest, pinning me to the floor and crushing my ribs. The weight was so heavy that it was hard to breathe. As time went on, my arms got stronger and I was able to carry the ball a little easier. It was still so hard to maintain a grip on the ball. There were many moments where my arms would give out and the ball would crush me again. More time passed and I learned ways that I could reposition the ball so it wasn't overtaking me. Sometimes I was able to carry the ball on my back, which allowed my hands to be free. During those times, I could almost forget I had the ball. I do not understand why I was chosen to carry the ball. I do not like the ball, and I would do anything to get it back. I have moments where I am mad I got the ball, and I feel it's just not fair. Since I was given the ball, I've been able to see other people who also have a very big ball to carry. Before I got my ball, I knew other people had a ball, but until I got my own ball, I could not really see their ball. I definitely never knew how hard the ball was to carry until I got my own. Most of the time, my ball is so big, my eyes are blocked, and I'm unable to focus on anyone else's ball but my own. My body and arms are so tired from carrying the ball that I lack the energy to do a lot of things. For a long time, while I was learning to carry the ball, I could not think of anything else. I was concentrating on my own ball so hard that I would forget simple things. I've noticed that when I'm with other ball carriers, something magical happens and we are all able to let a little air out of our ball. This makes carrying the ball a bit more manageable. Once a person is given a ball, it is theirs to carry for the rest of their life. In some ways, my ball is becoming like a friend to me. With time, I'm hopeful that my ball will get smaller. Maybe one day I will be able to carry it with one hand, or maybe even carry it in my pocket. Until then, I will keep getting stronger, and the times where my ball overcomes me will get less and less. Imagining the ball before I got my own ball was too much to bear, and I was sure that having a ball would kill me. When I was given my ball, I was very aware that the ball was too big to carry. I knew that the ball was capable of killing me, and many times I felt like it would. Fortunately, there was always someone bearing the brunt of the weight of the ball. The true holder of the ball was always in control of the ball and would never let it kill me. The true holder carried the ball with ease and tried to ease my need to hold the ball anytime that I would let him. A lot of times I refused to not let go, or to let go of the ball, even though the true holder had control of the ball the whole time. The times where I was unable to hold the ball at all was being smothered and crushed were the times when the true holder had the strongest grip on the ball, hovering it over me and preventing my overwhelm. Many times the true holder held me as I held onto the ball, like a parent playing with a baby. He held my arms while I attempted to hold the ball while maintaining full control of the ball at all times. I know your pain. I know a little bit of what some of you are going through. I wish we weren't up here today having to go through this, but if there's anything that we can do to prevent next year having to face new tragedy, whatever it takes. Thank you, Barbara, for putting this together.